Hi everybody and welcome to Seeking the Sacred Earth. Today I am discussing the technique of sun breathing or light breathing. This technique is probably as old as humans are and has really profoundly shaped and shifted my life, especially recently. This technique probably spans through all cultures, all time periods, because one thing is for sure, if we did not have this sun, a beautiful star that shines light and energy upon this planet, we could not exist. The next idea to get behind to really make this effective for you is to hold the concept that just like a human body has an internal energy that we call soul or spirit, so does the sun and the stars and the other planets have a soul as well, an energy body, like this planet Earth has an energy body or a soul that we call Gaia. There's all sorts of names for it. But the idea that the sun is both physical, we see that shining brightly, but it is also energetic and spiritual, and that its soul is here to really serve us, keep us alive, both the physical light and that energetic light to illuminate our spirit, our soul as well, to cleanse and purify our energy fields. The next idea to get behind is that we are a microcosm of what is outside of us, the macrocosm. So the idea that that sun is also within us in our solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra is what they call our sun center, our center of our will, our drive, our personal power. The idea that this area is where we generate our power, our light, our energy, and it radiates from us as if we are also a star. Because they say we are all made of stardust, everything around. So as we are that sun, then the sun comes next, but then there is another sun that speaks to the sun that we know as our star, and that would be the center of our galaxy, that sun, the great galactic sun. And then they say, that there is also a central sun of this particular universe, and that would even go beyond that this is sort of a trickle-down effect. This is also called fractalization, and the idea of microcosm, macrocosm. So in some ways, like whatever that first conceptual light was that created all things, that first burst of sun or star, we are small versions of that, both technically and energetically. That the idea also on a different level, if we're not talking about physical, that first consciousness, that God, creator, source, spirit, fractalized, just like these lights, these sunlights we're talking about, and that we are also that spark of consciousness that started at the very beginning. Very expansive thoughts. So we can sort of drop all of that, accept it and then drop it, or don't accept it and drop it, as we begin with the technique. For me, when it comes to thinking and negativity, I really have to work with my brain. There's a lot of negative programming in our society. I know there was in my family, in the church that the churches that my family was a part of. A lot of doomsday thinking, worst case scenario, bonding over worst case scenario, bonding over chaos, that gossip tendency, which, sort of plagued my mind for a long time. So fears, worries, it could be a worry, especially about the people that I love or situations that I really care about. So when this technique came around to me, I grabbed onto it because it was instantly effective for me. So the idea is, and this can happen whether our sun is shining or it's not. I'm going to go through the basic technique as if you're inside and you're not outside. And you are in a state of meditation. Usually this works to be sitting upright because we're going to sort of use this line. I close my eyes, and I won't do that now. I'll keep focused with you guys. And the idea is that you imagine that sun above you shining down its light. And when you close your eyes, what you're going to imagine is the soul of that sun. What does that light look like? And maybe it will be the same as what you perceive as the physical light, and maybe it will be different. We're all going to perceive it differently because our relationship to light and source and spirit is different for each person. However you perceive it, just acknowledge it for a few deep breaths. And oftentimes what people experience is that as we bring consciousness to this light, as we observe it in our mind's eye, it actually also recognizes us. And that's a very cool moment. Trippy but cool. The next thing you want to do is just thank it. If you're establishing an energetic relationship with it in your mind's eye, just give it some gratitude. And now you've spent a couple of breaths just observing it, just being still as you are observing it in your mind's eye. The next thing you want to do is then acknowledge your sun center. Just acknowledge where you're at that time. You know, you've made the connection with the sun, and you're going to make a connection with your inner sun. How is your solar plexus feeling? Are you feeling tired? Is it tight? Are you bloated? Are you hungry? Are you feeling stressed? Is it open? Are you feeling relaxed? Just to acknowledge it. There's nothing to do but acknowledge it. And then the next thing that you're going to do is imagine that this energy from the sun is now streaming into the top of your head, down through the core center of your body, into your solar plexus, into your sun. And as you inhale, you imagine your body drinking in the soul of the sun into your solar plexus, into your sun center. And as you exhale, at the beginning of this technique, you can just let out any worries, dross. You may actually see them in your mind's eye as you're drinking in this sunlight into your sun center. You may see, as you exhale, you may see it as symbols or colors or, smoke or sort of dark clouds. The negative thoughts you're releasing and the negative energy you're releasing may also take a form that you can see releasing out of your own sun center, literally like you're burning it off with this high vibrational energy from the star that is our sun. And you just breathe in and drink in the sun and let go with your exhales until you notice that the negative stuff has dissipated. And there's a very clear, you'll feel it, you'll know when you sort of cleaned your system out, you've cleaned your energetic field out with this energy of the soul of the sun. Next step in this process, now that you've cleaned it out, you can now begin to build the power and the heat and the vibration of your sun. So the negativity is gone, and you can focus on drinking in the sun through the top of your head to your sun center and letting the light of your sun center increase. And every time that you inhale, you're adding our sun stars energy to your center sun. And in your mind's eye, you can see it. It will start to grow. That energy starts to expand. And you can breathe in your inhales as long as you want. You can allow your sun to get as big as you want. It can go beyond your physical body in your mind's eye. It can go, you can expand it to the room that you're in. You can expand it into the building you're in. You can expand it until to encompass your entire neighborhood, your city, your state, your country, until you can be encompassing the entire globe. And this is really how we start to transmute the negative energies throughout our entire planet. As we are building up this energy, which is our sun, you will notice a more sustained balanced energy throughout your day. And when you start dipping, instead of reaching for caffeine or whatever else is going to stimulate you, try this technique. Try the technique of breathing it in until you feel that the dross and negativity is gone, and then building up your center. And if you've been around, negative people or negative situations, always the first thing that I do when I'm around negative people or negative situations that stress me out, I will start to do this breathing technique with my eyes open. As you learn, as your body learns the technique, as your own energy field, gets so used to drinking it in, you'll be able to do this super quick. It will, it grows exponentially, these kind of meditation techniques. That's what meditation does in general. Why I love this technique is because sometimes for me, just sitting in silence, being still, is difficult. I want an activity. I want to feel like I'm doing something when I'm not supposed to be doing something. And this technique is so beneficial that you can be in a state of stillness and meditation, and then you can start using this technique. Start drinking in the sun's energy through the top of your head on inhales, exhaling the negativity, letting that cycle run its course, and then inhaling the energy of the sun into your sun center and allowing your sun center to grow in its power and its strength and in its light. That light is incredibly healing to your own body, every cell in your body, but also to all that which is around you. And, it's effective, and it's going to adapt to you. It's going to be as personal to you as your thumbprint. And you start building the relationship with that which is greater than you. I mean, the sun is this magical, we've made it very mundane in our culture right now, but for eons of time before present modern day, it was incredibly revered for its power, for its magic, and for its majesty. I find that connecting with that idea, with giving respect to planetary bodies, my life is enriched in so many cool ways. Just stepping out of the constraints that we've given ourselves in modern day, that that limit us, I think. And as you do this technique, another really cool thing is you can breathe in the moon, which is a very different energy. And they say actually we have the moon center is a different place in our body. It would actually, there's a lot of different ideas, but you can breathe it into your heart, or you can breathe it into the area in between. Well, it would be your second chakra. I haven't made a video on chakras, so that may be confusing for people who don't have that jargon yet. But this could also extend to all the planets that we have access to. You can breathe in the energy of anything. So this was sun breathing, light breathing. I highly recommend you try it. Some people are going to love this, and some people it's not going to resonate at all. But at least try it and see what you experience. Because there are levels to our reality that we don't automatically see. That if we spend just a little time expanding our mind and using our imagination, we can access energies that are incredibly healing, fortifying, and stabilizing in a time period that's very stressful. Our present day, we're really bombarded by a lot of, the EMF energy that we can't see, and so much more. And we need our techniques to be able to cleanse our fields and invoke a higher vibration. So I hope this helps you guys. I know that this is something I can't live without now. And it has nothing to do with religion. You can believe anything you want about religion or God or however you want to call it, and still access the healing benefits of this great star that we call the sun. Namaste, everyone.